Green Card latest news. The Trump administration's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, announced a sweeping reversal of a 50-year-old immigration practice requiring all foreign nationals temporarily in the U.S. to return to their home countries to apply for a green card, permanent resident card. The move could potentially impact thousands of Indians currently in the U.S. at various stages of the green card process and has emerged as a new point of contention between New Delhi and Washington, D.C. About green card. A green card, officially called a permanent resident card, allows a foreign national to live and work permanently in the United States. It is the critical stepping stone between temporary visa status and full U.S. citizenship. There are approximately 1.5 million Indian green card holders in the U.S. already, making India the second largest country of origin for new permanent residents. What was the earlier rule? For over 50 years, the U.S. allowed foreign workers to change from non-immigrant to immigrant status by applying for adjustment of status from within the U.S. without having to leave the country. This meant that students, H-1B workers, and others legally present in the U.S. could complete the entire permanent residence process without ever leaving. This applied to those married to U.S. citizens, student visa holders, work visa holders, refugees, and asylum seekers. What has changed the new rule? From now on, an alien who is in the U.S. temporarily and wants a green card must return to their home country to apply, except in extraordinary circumstances. The USCIS described the change as a return to the original intent of the law and closing a loophole. The agency will now grant green cards to people inside the country only in extraordinary circumstances. Experts say the revised rule will apply only to new applications. Existing applicants may not be immediately affected. The U.S. government's stated rationale. USCIS offered two primary justifications for the change. First, reducing illegal overstays. When aliens apply from their home country, it reduces the need to find and remove those who decide to slip into the shadows and remain in the U.S. illegally after being denied residency. Second, freeing up USCIS resources. It allows USCIS to focus on other priorities including visas for victims of violent crime, human trafficking, and naturalization applications. Why is this significant for Indians? India has an outsized stake in this policy change. Key data points illustrate the scale of exposure. Approximately 1.5 million Indian green card holders already in the U.S. An additional 1.2 million highly skilled Indian nationals and their dependents are estimated to be stuck in the employment-based green card backlog, already waiting years or decades due to country-specific caps. Tens of thousands of new green cards are issued to Indian nationals every year. The categories most affected: H-1B temporary workers, students, and tourist visa holders are disproportionately Indian. The new rule will now require these individuals to leave the U.S., return to India, and file their green card applications at a U.S. consulate, a logistically complex, financially burdensome, and professionally disruptive process. Key concerns: subjectivity and discretion. Under the old system, if applicants followed rules, paid taxes, and had their paperwork in order, a green card was virtually guaranteed. The new rule gives the Department of State discretionary powers to approve or reject applications, making the process more subjective and uncertain. Logistical nightmare. Requiring applicants to physically return to their home countries creates enormous logistical challenges, particularly for those who have lived in the U.S. for years, have usborn children, own property, and are deeply embedded in American professional and social life. Structural contradiction. Critics have noted a fundamental structural contradiction: the U.S. does not process immigrant visa applications in many countries. This means many applicants would be separated from their families indefinitely while getting no closer to securing a green card, effectively creating an immigration limbo. Conclusion. The policy has significant bilateral implications for India-US relations. India's large-skilled diaspora in the U.S., particularly in technology, medicine, research, and engineering, has been a major source of remittances, technology transfer, and soft power for India. Disruption of their immigration pathways could trigger return migration of skilled Indians, with both brain gain implications for India and talent drain implications for the US. It could also become a diplomatic friction point between New Delhi and Washington, at a time when the two countries are deepening their strategic and technology partnership.